Hey everybody, I'm Dune. This is another episode of Factorio Megabase. Last episode, or really the last couple, we were working on expanding our steel build, and it's looking pretty good. Our iron ore is sort of semi-backed up, and we're processing iron ore directly into steel. We're doing iron ore to plate in the sort of middle section of this foundry, and then from there taking that iron plate and putting it into steel. So far it seems to be doing pretty good. Kind of been checking levels. So far, we're not oversupplied on either. Now maybe we might do more iron plate, but it seems to be turning along pretty good, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's tempting because how well it's working to go ahead and build four more, but offline, while I was kind of waiting for some other activities to finish in my household, I noticed during our satellite build is backed up on LDSs. So our satellite factory is no longer mass consuming LDSs, and that's a big steel drain. So even though our LDS outpost has it totally like caught up on production, we're still showing 1.2 average, and our minimum is 1.6. That fits on each train. But we don't have a host of trains waiting for material, so it does show that we are catching up. That's a good thing. Our space science, which is also a big LDS draw, has a steady flow. It's not. You can see we have some in chess. They're going to rapidly disappear because they're only 10 per stack, but we're doing actually fairly well. So that's good. Our rocket production has been doing rather well. I couldn't tell you quite the average. I suppose at least 3 a minute, right? Because we're consuming 3K science per minute, really like 3.4, 3.5 science packs a minute. Probably put that into a minute so it's a little easier to see. So in a minute we're doing a 3K average, so that's 3 rockets every minute. So that's a fairly good clip. Got more LDSs coming on in, so we're keeping up with that. Our main base though is a little hurting, but now that satellites have stopped consuming so many LDSs, we're probably going to catch up here, and this will shut off. They're all green at the moment, but once we're backed up on science. Right now we're not on space science. Then that will, these will turn to red, and because they do that starting around 16,000 on hand, and then of course they all shut off at around 24. Because I do it at increments of 1,000, and it really never gets there. It would only get there if we stopped doing science, so that's not going to happen, but it's enough to keep that going. I'm never really going to probably turn this section off, but one thing it is limiting is our solar production, because solar relies so much on accumulators, and accumulators is necessary for satellites. I prioritize the satellites getting accumulators. So we kind of need solar to kick in. I probably could create a separate outpost for this, and that might be something we end up doing to increase our solar production. Because I'd like at some point to totally get off nuclear. I've had to, a couple episodes we started looking at turning off our nuclear power, but we can't. We're just not doing enough power, even though it's showing like 28 gigawatts. I think our total production is something like, our needs, because right now it's showing like 6 gigawatt draw on these accumulators and another 350 megawatts there. So, subtract 6 from that, we're pulling 22 gigawatts on the factory. That's quite a bit. And so subtracting 12 from that from solar, I mean from nuclear, which is our current production. It just doesn't handle it yet. So it's something we're working towards. The advanced solar pack mod is a good mod. It's allowing me to do solar much more efficiently. You know, because this is a nuclear plant. It produces 1.4 gigawatts, and roughly 5 of the new solar panels with the advanced solar mod also produce 1.2 1 point something gigawatts. It's not. It's roughly a gigawatt. 4s, I think they're like 200K each one of these things. So we need, you know, I like that it's roughly the same size as this for the same amount of production. If we had had 6 there, it would be equal to that. And compared to this, before I got that mod, advanced solar mod, this whole big giant thing was only 1 gigawatt. With the regular solar panels, I really think the solar needs an upgrade, but there's a mod for that, so we could use that. I mean, of course, we all want vanilla to have all the best from the mods, but everybody's debates on what that is. So I don't know if you can hear. I live in a trailer park, and there's Spanish music going on out there. You probably can hear it. The other night it was really loud. Tonight's not terrible. I've always wondered about the licensing of. I mean, I'm not playing that music, but it's going to be on the recording. So hopefully those Spanish bands or whatever aren't going to cry because their music's on my stream, potentially. Anyways, so not quite sure where to head this episode. I think I just want to do some general maintenance to start with. I had mentioned when we built this outpost up here, as the train comes out of the steel mill from this direction and then comes down here and then does a 180 to come back into the station. So one of the first things I want to do is I just want to come and add a entrance from the west, and then it flows out that way. It's just potentially a roadblock. Then there's some mining stations. I keep forgetting to. I mean, I like this one. I did add the storage chest, but I didn't add a construction bot, and so these deconstructed or potentially deconstructed miners aren't being deconstructed because there's no construction bot. There's a few of those like that. I remember to put the storage chest, but it's, you know, a little more complicated than that. So and then I was also looking at production. We are consuming, well, we were when I looked. It looked like more iron plate than producing, but now it's just the opposite. Let's go to about a 10-minute look. So 10 minutes, over 10 minutes, you know, we're consuming 11,000 more iron plate than we were producing. And though we were producing more iron ore in that 10 minutes. So, I mean, it's rough, but some of that iron ore now is going straight into steel. We just need to kind of look at these, keep these up to date. And since it's a few episodes back, opened up a new science build, and now we're consuming roughly 1.5 or half this more materials per minute than we were before. So everything's going to take a toll, and we just got to keep our eye on that. So I already set that one iron post, so we're going to go there, and we're just going to keep our eyes out for problems. You know, kind of look at circuits, 270,000. That's dwindling because we don't have backups. These outposts work best if there's enough trains for every bay in the greater outpost. Otherwise, they only get shunted to the ones that most need. So that's the way I have the circuits designed is, you know, if there's not enough to fill every bay, then those with the least on hand, get them first. I prefer they all got them. And then of course the trains coming in for circuits, in this case, would go to the bay that with them, you can't go to the most. Unfortunately, that's not an option with Factorio circuits. You can't say add these up and then give me the most. But so I do greater than average, and that does work. So average 275, and then anything above 275, which are base 6 and 3, are active. So if we look at 3 and 6, so 3 and 6 have green lights, but everybody else has red lights. 4, and so this guy's coming to 3 because that's the only light with a green light. Now this is just a reflection of the actual train signal. That is slightly different than my current method. My current method now is I disable that station if it's not. It's a little easier to read, if the station itself is disabled, as we did with the steel build. Steel build is all these stations are red until they have enough material, and then it goes green, then it turns on, is enabled, and a train can come. I kind of like this better, but I didn't have that method quite worked out when this was actually my original method. But then I found out that, if you disable all the stations, then the trains got confused. Well, I hadn't quite thought out, well, why don't you just add one that they can't get to, like this? This is a station with a red signal that's permanently red via this combinator, so a train can never actually get there, but there's always a station. So you can disable all the other stations, and they don't, the trains still have that one they think they can get to, but because of the red light, they don't ever go there. And then they wait for one of these to turn available, and then they'll go there instead, like this one. This one just turned green, just enabled, because the train's pulling out, and then this will turn green as soon as it's out, and then it'll turn yellow because the train's now on its way. That, to me, is the preferred way to do that. Anyways, we're probably at our destination, so let's fix this guy. I wonder if I can grab all the... Well, if I grab them, they're possible to take them from me. So we kind of gotta do this rather rapidly. Can I... What's the way to do this? Probably can't do that. Can't do that. This is really rather ugly. That train, where's he going? He's going up. One of these is going to want to come around. Might just have to go kind of straight. It's ugly. I don't really care about... I can't do that. You know what we can do, though? What if we do... That is seriously ugly. I'm not really sure if that will work, honestly. The train will block itself. This is horribly ugly. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's not going to be able to get there because my train's in the way. But that's nice. Oh, look at that. That's fun. Okay, so we'll delete that. I'll start sending our train down there. We're headed roughly that direction. We have this one to fix. We kind of have this to fix. That's just because they're in RoboPort range, because there is a RoboPort for them. But those, they're in this RoboPort range, so they're blinking. Don't feel as need to fix that. But there's a copper one down this way. Okay, this guy. So copper 71. So definitely producing a whole lot more rockets. I mean, we started the stream with 17. It's been 15 minutes. You know, definitely 15 minutes. We've produced 21. It's maybe not the 3 a minute I was thinking it should be. I mean, that's how much we're consuming is 3,000 a minute, roughly. Though you gotta, I guess you have to factor in consuming 3 packs a minute. 3,000, yeah, we're consuming 3,000 packs a minute. It doesn't matter how you do productivity modules in that, we're consuming 3,000 packs a minute. Obviously, we get more bang for the buck with, you know, productivity modules, but we're still consuming 3,000 a minute. Currently 3.3, and I like to look at like a 10 minute. It's handles all the fluctuations a little better. I mean, you can see this drop here being for some reason in different things. No idea why. It's just there. Could have been a power shortfall. We've been going through some of those. Power. Look. Been doing some power problems. I haven't had power problems in some time, but you can see these accumulators are just drop. So we're probably looking for another power drop anytime. We might have to disable all our I mean, I was doing power. Nuclear power would shut off when accumulators are at 20, but I now set it to 50. Maybe we should just disable that completely. Where is my train going? Oh, I went to iron ore 71. I meant to go to copper 71. Copper. Usually, or at least last night, he turned off his music at 9:30, so hopefully another 20 minutes will be off. It's considerate of him turning it off at that hour. Funky stacker. This other one to park. Coal train's not likely to show up. So stick a chest and a. Guess we can just do it there. And then delete that. Then we need to head to. Any other blanking around here? I think this one, copper 72. There's a coal station up here I'd like to get, but you can't go straight to a coal, so we'll just go to W21S. Because the coal stations are all named the same, so you can't go directly to a coal. Construction bot. auto take care of that guy. Yeah, there he goes. Bang. Actually, you need for a storage chest up in that artillery outpost. In the front train, no. There we go. Artillery outpost on the left. I don't know if I can quite reach it. I guess I can. When I do that, will that stop that blinking? Yes. Right. I should have made this entrance a bi-directional entrance too. There's no saying where the coal is going to come from. Signal. Yeah, so that just helped him. And we can drive in there now. So I already had the storage chest, but I didn't add a construction bot. Kind of pointless, but now we handled it. Grab that. And those wires. Okay. So what that was, next one was I'm going to go to copper ore 72. Copper. So every once in a while, you just got to do general maintenance. Let's remember to also put in a radar. I mean, I might not get out of the train, so my roboports won't enable. We should remember to stick a radar in there and highlight that. I used to, when I would conquer an area, put radars everywhere. But now it's just as I go in and put facilities, put radars in. So the solar panel build. It's missing steel. Yeah, our steel build, even though we put in new, it's not caught up. And I think it's going to be a while. I mean, we basically doubled this outpost in the last week. There were 6. And then when we built new science, we knew we were going to need more, so we built those 2, and then just yesterday built 4 more. So potentially, I think, but we also doubled our science use. So it's debatable whether we're. I guess we could look. 10 minutes. We have used 39, or we're consuming 39,000 steel, and we're producing 36,000. Yeah, but like I said, satellites are no longer consuming low density structures, so I think low density structures is going to back up. I don't just have this feeling, at least in the short term. It's going to be a while. I mean, obviously they're going to keep consuming, but the average is actually now at our minimum. We've got 2 stations with supplies ready to be loaded, so it's definitely on the way up. And then, of course, once that backs up, there'll be less demand for steel up at the main base. And we'll continue to get space science. You know, our low density structure train is staying full here. Or, well, it's not full. Their chests are empty right now. But we can see science is kicking in. Hasn't backed up yet. But the belt's backed up. It's a steady flow, mostly down to the fly-ups. Alright, so we wanted to step out because we want to set a store chest and we want to set a construction button. Okay, so that should handle him. Oh, and we want to set a radar. Glad I looked before I leaped. So, put a radar in. We could probably just set it right where we're standing. It'd be good. Do that. Plenty good. Any more blinking icons? This coal. So we can't go there directly, but we can go to the yellow science station, which is one of these 3. This guy. Let's go there. Yellow science station. Looks like we got some blinkies over here. So this would be iron ore 91. Should probably do something about that guy. Big 12 million outpost. I mean, this guy is going to probably, you'd think would last forever, but you know, especially with my productivity, 12 million's like at least 120 million. Surprising 400 bots really can't keep up with that demand. Sorry, I should have looked at that. I did look at it, but I forgot to 91. Let's add 91. So when we delete that one, we'll automatically go there. Looks like we need it up here too, because I know I put the chest. We had a difficult time getting in there without bots taking everything out of my trash slot. But we didn't put a construction bot, so we need copper 69 in our list. Whoops. Just building up a little list of places to go. Okay, keep looking around things. See how petroleum's doing. Our first petroleum build. Average of 371,000, so it's doing good. Then our new petroleum build off that design is over here. Average of 400,000, 399. Also doing well. Sulfuric acid was a main reason for that guy. And this seems to be doing well. All these barrels are full. They're mostly full. I feel like the guy's slowly inching his music louder and louder and louder. I hope somebody likes Spanish music here, because it's not my brand of fun. I guess we're here. So I might as well add that. Construction bot and a storage chest. I suppose I can pick up some belts here. Oh, there's another build way over there we'll grab. There must have been a coal patch attached to this. I hope there's still not, because I just took all the belts away. Let's not remove all those power poles. I don't see any more coal in this, so we're good. Okay, so delete this, go to the next one. We did this one. We already put that one in there, right? Yeah. Well, this guy up here is blinking. Got some bots just sitting there. So, what's this? Artillery 28. Oh, traffic jam. Turn right, but I don't want to turn right. My train would ever stop. Coasting, you know, because I need to get on the other track. Holding down right, that's why I did that. Oh, don't take stuff from me. We're gonna crash. Bam. These trains just do not stop very well. Auto trash. Change this to 50 because these 10. The bots don't take it from me. It's all set there, but yeah, auto save. You always love autosave when your game crashes, but you hate it when it's actually doing it. And you're trying to get there. You technically can make that turn. These signals block them. You're trying to go in there, and you're trying to get out. This is like once in a lifetime problem. So I'll just send you to there for 2 seconds. So you go somewhere. I'll send you on. Straighten itself out now. So if there's no roboports, these don't blink. That's not a big deal. Original. This is my first artillery outpost. It's far out of range and it no longer has ammunition, but it could be cleaned up. So I'm going to mark that as empty. Otherwise, I'll probably never clean it up. How's red circuits doing? 200K average. And blue chips, 350. Blue chips has been doing pretty good since, but red circuits has dropped a little bit. Not worrisome, but definitely has dropped. The product on hand isn't a difficulty. So it's just continuing to work. Everybody's continuing to work. Just does not come to a stop very easily. Yeah, well, we can try to stop back there where I put that chest. Pick that other one up and this. It's weird how they always go to the first storage chest place and not the closest one. Alright, so we can delete that one and go there. And I think that's the end of the maintenance. Well, unless I wanted to pull up that empty artillery. And we're talking about, well, at some point, moving an artillery. It's not in desperate need, of course. I think we're what's the way to say it? Our boundaries, our border. This looks like artillery 27 needs some attention after we go to 28, so let's add that. But I was thinking, you know, if we move, obviously we move this guy up to there, then, you know, right now his limit's right here. And it would extend out this way. But currently no biter can really get in here anyways. We got this laser wall and they don't swim. Okay. Train's coming. Hey Jason, thanks for hosting. This is kind of a direct iron mine to iron plate. Yeah, it's an attempt at kind of cutting down. I kind of like our new build for steel, but that iron plate is flowing down into here. I don't know what's more efficient. suppose we could go to that empty. Why isn't it still blinking? Oh, it's missing a couple of gates. And I can't hand build those, so nothing we can do about that. At least currently. Hey. What's happening tonight? Factorio fun. Go to bed. Just talking to my Spanish neighbor. Stop blaring your music. You might have some friends over. They're all sitting listening to this car stereo. Alright, so for artillery, if there's a bunch of artillery shells, this is gonna be a little difficult. And we have 131 in storage, so just do all of them. First, let's pick up bots. Pick up those bots. Pick up those. And start there. I really don't have a lot to load in the room. Wow. Okay, maybe I was wrong on the number of shells. Sheesh. You kidding me? I can make 5 more. Let's make 5 more freaking trains. There's a reason why I didn't clean this out before. We can do a little room here. We have been cleaning things up. It's not really going to help, is it? What's interesting is there's two gates there that we could take up to that other artillery outpost. God, there's 48 shells in each of those chests. Alright, so do some of this. There's a lot of freaking artillery shells. Oh, and now you're giving me Samoa. Great. We're gonna have to leave another chest. We can take some. Okay, so really we need to back out and take the first right lane. So there's no oncoming trains. And as soon as we're out of there, go forward. Good. I come to a stop really fast. V, rotate U, G. Make both of our engines pull forward. Get a little better acceleration. Can a train stop for that guy? I don't know. If another train was in the way, would I be able to stop? That's kind of funny. The length of this train. I think I got enough storage chests for all these. I got a ton of stuff in this junk. It's hard to say. Punk. Alright, so pop out 2 of these guys. Have to disconnect, rotate, connect. Power. Oh my goodness. So my production keeps having this big dip. We're in one of those. It's a power. We're definitely gonna have a look at that. Let's see here. Dump a few things. Put that auto trash on stone back to 0. Might hold on to those, take a trip back up to that other outpost. Alright, so, but we need to, power can't be, kind of sucks. I wish I could set this from afar. Actually, I can. If I set, I have to set some sort of circuit to it to do it. A less than 999 set. So I need these off. set to green at the moment. And that's because power accumulators are less than 50. I think. Well, let's just copy one of these as an example. I set that like so. And then guess we gotta kind of wait until that one gets set. Grab an accumulator. Okay, so that should be A less than 50. And we stick this guy on in. A less than 999. Alright, good. Put that back in there. Take this blueprint and stick it everywhere. More though, this one's actually connected with a wire, so it should stay green all the time, or stay connected. These other ones I never got to because I was starting to have power problems before I got to them. So our nuclear should stay on all the time except for when solar's enough. I shouldn't have those spikes anymore. Unless my new builds obviously aren't enough. Let's check out our supply here. We have 2 trains coming here, but currently still supplying both, no problem. 11,000 is really, it's at least 100,000. Percentage-wise, full at 70%, so still doing okay, but these are kind of running dry. Probably could be looking, though, to move at least one of those trains. And this one. Where's this guy here? Already has a second stop. So we really don't need to worry about him. And this other one's still got 120,000, so we're not going to think about that for a while. This coal. Well, this is one of those ones I built relatively recently. It might have been a small patch that I wanted to use up, so I did know that there was this one I also wanted to do. But I kind of want to use up some of these other new coals. I want to use this old one up. And I have a newer one just put in the other day. So even though that's running out, we're not replacing it. Alright. Do we have any other stops other than going to put a couple of gates up at the top? Because this guy. Long way to go for little benefit. Let's get power here. So accumulators are going up. See, the problem is I had accumulators or nuclear turning off when accumulators hit 50, so the accumulators were never actually getting fully charged. And so we were having a power fluctuation. I still think the production of power is not enough, so accumulators are being used each night. But if they're allowed to get to full, then I think they are good with nuclear still supplying part of power. Let's look at our solar build. How much materials do we have on hand? 175, 106, and 65 accumulators. Not really enough to build another one. It's like 180 each. 180 and 150. Almost have enough solar panels, but not even half of the accumulators necessary. You know they're much more efficient than a regular one, so I mean, I suppose we can. Alright, so we need to blacklist substations, robo parts, and radars. Don't know if radars are in this, but I've been guilty of tearing them up when not needed. Bots do I have in there? 250. Kind of neat if there's enough bots to completely tear them all down. Tear down at least one go. Let's see. Delete that now. And set down our new one. Sure is a long drive up here. Is this blinking too? Right, we need to go up 25 after this. That, and it won't work while my train's sitting on there. Alright, fair enough. So I don't know if anybody remembers, but I was having trouble with this train filling up when it ran out of artillery shells. Turns out I didn't. I had it on circuits. I did the circuit condition. Artillery shells equaled 0. Instead of item count. That was its whole problem. Where are you going? There's no loop-de-loop for you. You're going like way out of the way. You just need a storage chest, don't you? Any other storage or artillery blinking? Somebody's blinking down here. Don't I imagine it? Must have imagined it. Turn off stations, maybe make it easier. Obviously, this new solar build that I stuck in is going to blink, and there's nothing I can do about it without science catching up. So let's head back to base. Suppose I should check if those, any bots didn't take those artillery shells from here. So we're probably good. How are we on processing the wood? We're still consuming wood. That's all I have the steel build doing is just to consume wood. Doesn't get coal or anything. Sure takes a long time to drive in from complete edge of the base. Definitely gives you a chance to kind of look things over. Space science, looking at LDS train sitting here. Let's check out LDS. And 2.8K average. I would say that's an increase. Steel trains are still backed up though. Iron ore trains are not backed up. Probably could use one. Suppose technically we have bots, we could just go straight to a location. I was thinking somewhere around here the other night. T13W. I have enough to start another train. Could probably grab some fuel. Have a look at science here. LDS is ran out again here. Might need a second train for this. I don't have a stacker, that's the issue. But LDS is doing good. At least Outpost has enough supplies to fill. Of course, now go to look at steel again. There's 3 iron ore trains waiting. So maybe we don't need to do that. But we're out here, we're gonna do it. Small patch. I mean, it looks small, but it's really over 6 million with my productivity. That's the neat thing about having high productivity. It's these little patches actually mean something. So give a spur. Let's remember, store chest and a construction robot. And then it's logistics spots. And then the mining operations itself. Train out of the way, put another train in. Okay, and this needs a name. Eight east 1 3 east. Vol and IO. Oops. Can't turn it on yet until my train's out of the way. I'll crash. Well, I guess we can. He's only at 4K. Guess we could go tear up more of that artillery. Iron ore 42, there's a couple small patches around it. Guess when it gets lower, we'll tap those. Wondering how this outpost is doing with 3 trains on it now. Check power. Click on a pole while moving is pretty difficult. Well, we might have survived tonight. Whoops. Where is my train going? Oh, that's right, we're going empty. Compatible. 10 minutes. It's really not helpful. We only got 10 minutes here. So it's been a while since we had a drop. After an hour, we have bink, 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 but this gap here isn't really supported here. I mean, it's a dwindle. We have fluctuations. But not this big a drop. Might have fixed it. It's hard to say right at the moment. I do want this to catch up though. It doesn't seem like it's really gonna. Hard to say, of course. I mean, it used to be just fine. We might have to have 2 LDS trains to it. Just because simply the distance is fair amount. The average is up to 4,000 now, so we are definitely doing well. Alright, we're here. We need definitely more. Oh shoot. Yeah, 1 car's not going to be enough. How many can we hand make? We really don't want to make 5 more. trains again. Wow. Cars are leaving. Music's off. Yay! A little later than the other night, but... I think I don't need that many. Alright. Suppose I could drive the car out of there. Actually, do need to remove track at the same time, so maybe not. Whoa, 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 whoa. Train coming. Close call. Another train coming in. I don't know if we'll get out stopped in time. Shoot. I don't think we really got off that other track. I'd have to back up a little bit more. Yay, we did it. I thought that was an actual T, but it's a station. Pick up these miners. Turn off roboports, and assuming the robots are on me, we're good. Where's my guy going? I suppose it's alright. Come across that way. Really like to see the science packs here catch up. We have all the supplies. Not quite sure why the science not really not caught up. But rocket control unit. We can have a look at that. Well, we used to have like 23,000, and now we don't have any extra. So this guy, I mean, he's almost full. But we might need to do another rocket control unit build. I forgot we got these finished taking up. The neat thing is you can rotate locomotives well in them. Should copy this one to that one. That's my backup. So if you do lose your train through pilot error, you still have all your stations on a backup. Including custom color if you do it like I do. Alright. What were we looking at? Low density strike. Oh no, we were looking at rocket control units. This is completely emptying before stalling out, or not stalling out. It's possible rocket control units are just not keeping up because here's another train loading up. Problem with the way I set this up is now the stacker and all that's in the way of expansion that way. Honestly, I kind of want to move it because I would like to have another trains coming into this iron station to make a right. I could just sort of skip this intersection. But I'm not going to tear it up. I mean, it's a lot of, it's only 8 of each item. So it's not horrible. Would be kind of funny to add it onto this build. I mean, it's got room. I'm not going to be expanding this plastic build. This is not being modified build. This is my original plastic build, and I don't plan on expanding it. It couldn't keep up with one build, let alone trying to do 2. I got a different system for plastic now. I mean, it's the same build, except for now, instead of having a whole refinery like this to support it, it just brings in petroleum trains. It's just so much simpler. So, this should be loading up a lot faster. So, alright, with this in mind, 2 exit lanes, and it's not my typical build, or at least my typical setup. We'll copy that. And well, potentially we're going to be adding more trains. Probably 4 trains. But I'm not going to do it right this second. So 350 productivity and 300 speed. That's way probably too many productivity. That's 350. That's 300 speed. Inserters. Chests, 150 of each. And 40 beacons. Beacons. 150 power poles. I mean, we got 100 and we got 50 on us, so that's good. We have the chests, inserters, beacons, modules, assemblers, yes, roboports, valves and bots. And I think that's it. I mean, it says 300 track. We want to add on to that. Stacker, maybe. So we're really headed to plastic station. really don't want to go there. I really want to head towards PG1. PG1. This is our original petroleum gas outpost. And it literally wasn't good enough. I mean, it's got a ton of petroleum sitting in tanks, so, which I don't believe we pick up anymore. Defunct. Same with this rocket fuel load, we don't use it anymore either. We should probably clean this up. I mean, technically it's not hurting anything other than maybe. Whoops, whoops. Well, we went way around. Alright, we're gonna go back. Way past where I wanted to stop. Right here, please. Gosh, stop being so slow. So we're going to add the stacker. So basically, is this a different stack build? Is it this one? No. Yes. All right. Does make me wonder. Where are you going, lubricant? Oh. This is really a horrible spot for this. But if we're to have kind of curious on how the trains are going to exit this new build. We're going to be picking up a lot of wood, so let's set that down there. Stick in our other power armor. So if we're going to do a build, and basically trains are going to come in across the top, wind around and come around the bottom, and then out. So basically we need exit. Oops. So I'm wondering if we should do something like this and then feed that into the stacker. So that and maybe even lets us put a this there. You know, let's do that. That's probably a blank, yes. Maybe. And like so. Makes it a little easier for trains to come in as well. Because I feel like if a train can have time to come in off and deaccelerate, brake before it gets to the stacker, it's better than it doing it on the main track. Alright, so then we're going to want this something like so. Knew we were going to want more track. Open this from here. Get a visual range. Suppose we can grab all this stuff though. first one. I'm not going to need this other one. Because we need charts and bots. So, seeing the new Star Wars movie tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Do a separate exit lane. It's gonna be a little funky compared to the way I normally route things. At least all these signals are right. But it's basically going to be double track all the way around, and then input and exit. What are we missing? A bunch of beacons and stuff. Suppose we can bring our train down in here. But. Armor's really slow when it's out of power. I think the roboports get first dibs on power. Oh, I grabbed it. Oops. Fun to drag these around. You can quickly drop them into chests like that. But not nearly so fun. Alright, have a little walkabout. See what we're doing here. Alright, so we're finished with that build. And then what we need to do, I want to set down the second blueprint. Actually, I want to change signals and stuff first, because these aren't the way I want to do the signals. kind of like the way we did the new steel build better. Still do this. Alright, so I probably did LDS request just right. Yeah. 40 is what I ended up setting them as. So 100. Is a better number. Might even be less than that. It might be just 34. Let's double check that. Calculator. Alright, so it's 400 per train, or per train car, divided by 12. What? It can't be 200 even. I did something wrong. 400 divided by 12. Yeah, it's 33.3. So yeah, these should really be 34. 33 would probably be fine too. But because, you know, as it was loading up, it would, you know, if it was full, you know, it would, that's the right way of saying it, it would get more stuff from, you know, the other produced items. So, anyways, let's pop some signals that are needed. Well, hey, Gold, thanks for hosting. Some of these power poles. We got a substation there. Why is this? Why are these saying no power if I got a substation there? Because this has no power. Interesting. Why does it have no power? Well, how about coming from there? That's because power poles can only have so many connections. So, like, you don't need one from this pole to that pole, and from this pole to that pole, and from this pole to that pole. Like, disconnect one of them. I think the new method I want to do these. Is based on my new design, or the new thinking. Is, you know, it's not wrong to do it by signals. It's just sort of inconvenient. Is you can't tell if a station's open from zoomed out. You know, but if you disable stations, then you can totally tell. So now if you're still, okay, you're not closing the signal, but you're reading the signal. Same with this one. Paste and paste. So now we just put that there instead of this. Whoops. Maybe that was a bad idea. Because I think this green wire connected to this signal, and we want to definitely read the signal. So, all right. The thing we do is, I'm just going to copy it from here. Erase that since we're not going to. Alright, so for the station, this is of course pickup, so it's going to be rocket control unit. Now we could do based on average. This is simply going to be if it's has this supply. So these chests are all connected. It's going to go to that pole and then into there. So we just need, so far, need a custom combinator with M. M is 1600. Because that's how much fits in one train. Put that on the green wire. And that inputs to there. And then output E. If the signal coming from this wire is yellow, output E. And then this one, if there's a train stop, multiply its train number by -1 in output E. So which would turn this guy off. Okay, and it's off because we don't have enough supply, nor is a train on the way in. So we can literally set this to RCU load, and no train will come. Now, we didn't for stuff incoming. The only thing we're doing for incoming trains for steel is when a train stops in, we turn off its station, so it's easier on the routing computer. Routing thought process, whatever you want to call it, to disable itself. So that's all we do on these guys. Train shows up, turn off. As long as the train's there, don't activate. Alright, so this we're going to rename X1. And we're going to rename this. Oh, shoot. We didn't want that. I forgot to copy these over. Rocket control unit, BC, unload, and rocket control unit. Speed 1. Empty. Delete. We're going to send you to there. And we're going to send you to there. And then we're going to need this X2. or 3. That's fine. So this guy will stop producing, or he'll stop getting new supplies. And we have 15,000 blue circuits versus 8,000 speed modules. We gotta finish building. Oh shoot. I guess the supply trains can get there, but we actually can't leave because we haven't put down our new blueprint yet. But now that we have our circuits and everything set up, we're going to want to copy wires and all sorts of stuff, but until we build our second one, it's kind of hard to do. Oops. Stop it. I can build from there. Let's do that. Signals, which we will kind of fill in later. Get some of them now, I suppose. Hopefully this is working. I don't know if I have any more of these supplies. We're out of stations. We can hand make some. I'm going to rename you temp for now. And then we will drive here next time. Oh no, we don't want to pull in there. I don't know. We're out of track. There's a few ghost pieces we could put in. Alright. We can't really leave. There's technically no exit lane from the input lane, which will fix. I suppose I could drive there. We don't need a second M. What we do need though is connect wires. Red, red. red and green. You know what? Let's see if I can get this lined up straight. This one's straight. Still have a color wire to it. Red, 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 green, green. Green, green. I realize this doesn't go to here anywhere. We'll fix that. All right. We do want to. Okay, that is set. It says 1 up there. Let me through here first. Let's set that as a 2. Okay. Pop that guy. Connect. Get in. Go around. So, why aren't you leaving? I'm guessing you're saying no path or something, or was my train just literally in the way? Yes, there was no signals there, so let's fix that. Yeah, we'll probably disable this. But I'm going to put in temp station here. And we'll name it temp. I've already got that in my train schedule. It's not going to stop us from from trains going in this way, but it will allow us to exit. Right. Now we ought to be able to go there. Oh, forgot we removed the radar. Well, where would be a good spot for that? best way to do that is with your mini map, and of course, since I'm moving away from there, the mini map's not helping me. So this rocket control unit load is activated. So we must have at least 1,600 on hand. We don't have any on hand. So why is this active? Because we don't have this enabled. Right. Anyway, I felt like I needed to really come back here. We are going to start. I feel like I should start 4 trains. Or, you know, because we're going to want another speed module train and another blue chip train for the new outpost. But we're also going to want, you know, like an extra for each. So 4 trains. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we always carry enough for 1 train on our own. Something else we need to do is we need to connect fuel. So we do get, do we not get train fuel? Yes, we do. It actually comes from right there. I really don't want to connect to robot ports all the way to here. But we can sort of get close. All right. So where we needed to go now is to original rocket control unit outpost, and then tear it apart. Kind of hoping to use up all the, or a bunch of the stuff before hand. First. We got on hand already. Then blue chip's not coming here yet. I guess it's loading up. You know what we can do is we can start. Maybe we start all those trains now, and they just sit in the stacker. So that blue chip train is probably this one. Yes. I'll copy you. And we'll do another one. Speed module train. Actually, I have no quantity speed modules we have on hand here. 100,000. I'd say we're okay. Where is that speed module train? Rocket control is, I think it's this guy here. So we can just paste him and send that one off and make one more. Anyway, we don't have to build them once we get there. Yeah, UPS is 18. How much longer we play this map? So we need to head to RCU station. We'll grab another set of those. We're gonna have a lot of train fuel. And maybe some other things to pick up. I don't know if this was necessarily the right place to build this, because we only can get 3 in this. If we continue along here, although this is technically where I'd like to consider iron, because with iron we could put a whole other row here. So I'm not sure. May end up moving this again. Oh, shoot. We can't rip this up yet. I'll just have to run across. Because as soon as I rip this up, then there's no more RCU station. Because disabled. Oh, shoot. And so is these guys disabled. Well, that one's fortunately not able to disable. Turn that off too. Because those speed trains now are confused. And let's just double check they're not stuck over here or something. Yeah, see, this one's going to load up even though it's full. Because the station got turned off and I forgot to fix that. here. So we need basically all 3 station types. And a signal that's permanently turned off. Alright, so now we can paste that. This first one. Paste this one. The second one. And that one. To the third one. And now all the trains can come down, theoretically, and come to any one of those stops. But they won't because this signal's red and these chain signals are red. There's really no sense in putting another chain signal up closer to this because no train will ever be there, so it's okay. Alright, so now I suppose it's okay for you guys all to empty my inventory out. I suppose we could put that radar in. Really kind of right in the middle of this build is where it needs to be. Right there. If this had power, honestly, it would. And it will once we finish this. These signals like dink, dink, dink. Don't need them quite so frequently, but every so often it's okay. It's a relatively busy track, so we can be a little more not the right word. Have more of them. So we've got our speed module trains. These guys are working hard. We got 2K on hand. Chip train sitting there. Good to see this train stopping in. I don't like the blue chips to be used up. I mean this situation to be used up. So it's really rocket control units, yep, for space science. It's interesting, the LDS is now not a problem. There's 18K there. Probably need another 13, a third rocket control unit build. Yeah, we got 12K average low density structure, and we're still pushing that. So about our steel trains, yeah, it's catching up. So we're out of speed modules in this part. As soon as we run out of, as soon as these all turn off, pretty much we're done with this. Okay, I guess we have, yep. So we had 5, but we have 5 more left on us. I suppose we could rip up some things like the stacker. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the last train we send in there. Could also turn off fuel. Use my train track decon so I don't pick up excess wood or whatever. This is done. Stupidly put it in the trash slots. The bots did something about that. Alright, so that guy's full. Click you up. Not that a train can actually get in here anymore. And we're done. this last time. So I can have that open while I right-click stuff. As inventory fills up, put it into the train. I might have dropped a robot. I don't see one though. And we'll just open up the next one. Repeat. Just filling up stacks. We might need more trains. Or train cars. Certainly taking more space than I thought it would. It's not nearly as bad as it was taking apart the red circuits. I don't need that much space, but let's we're just finishing with half this build. We still got that other half to rip up. Though I think it's mostly the chest by the trains that are the most difficult. first. Tearing up a station is not very fun. A lot of holding down right mouse button to charge bots. And honestly, I think we got the difficult part done. I have to manually charge these bots. It would be some simpler. I suppose it would help if I had my better armor on. Wherever it is. My spikes, I put it in. Is it on the train? No. It's in my dispose slot. I mean, I would have been charging things anyways, but this armor has twice the fusion reactors. So much faster to charge anyways. Of course, switch back now. Just got runs faster. Need a new RCU station over here. You can come in like right there. Not really. Well, it's no big deal, I suppose. Do. How far is my deconner? Not very far. Pull out and then come back and delete all this track. Delete some of it, maybe right now. This. Just can't delete the track you're driving on. Alright, well, I suppose we delete this. So you rocket control. There's 3 logistic bots in there. That's funny. Here's a few more. That's what I was looking for. Let's take all that junk from me. Which one's the BC top bottom one? Alright, next chest. Train, I suppose. Too many purples. Where are all my chests? They're all right in here. Looks like this one's dead. Did we ever get this radar in here? Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, it's what's making all that beeping noise. Alright. We don't have to dump all that stuff here. Trains. Our stuff back home can do that. But I would like to make it out of that RCU station back there. Let's see, we need one there. Need our station name. Station. RCU station. Okay, and then we need train fuel. Maybe do our own. This would just be this up here, even though it's not really being used anymore, because I think this has its own train fuel station. Yes. Alright, I guess we'll do that. Must always forget. Oh, I forgot once, I suppose, to put the inserters in there after I do this. Enable everything equals 0. And then set the train. Unload fuel. Power. And how's this for? Alright. That's that one though. Let me drive this train. And put on our better armor. Or faster armor. Geek. And then quest inserter to provider chest. I mean, what happened there? Why did all that stuff get taken from me suddenly? I don't mind. This to fuel. And with that. Alright, so we're going to enable disable that. Enable disable that. Enable disable that is already set to true. It's already set to enable disable. Good. We just need to go around and pull the track from where this exits. I think we're good. That's the place. You know what? We set this like so. Temp here, which we didn't actually use. Once the save game goes away. And we'll just go like this. Technically, and park here and not be a problem. I'm gonna watch things for a moment. See, this should be enabled. Why aren't you enabled? Enabled if E is greater than equal to 0. Oh crud though. I think I'm just setting these. Yeah, this needs to be speed 1 though. Hopefully I didn't just contaminate that. Please, please tell me you're not coming in here. Oh no, 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 no. Go away. I don't know why those were set to greater than 0. Yeah, that's what's set right, but for some reason those are greater than 0. So this should be enabled if, well, in this case, it should be greater than 0. These don't have other circuits on them. It could have been the old build that it wasn't that way. But you should be off. Unless you're leaving, but you're not. I'm so confused. You're not reading stop train. Yeah. Stop train. Read stop train. Yeah. So where are our RCU trains? Are they coming? Yeah, that's one right there. Well, I think that's good. I think this stream at 3 hours is dead. So, thanks everybody for watching. I'm Dune, and I'm going to be calling it since my guy gets back to base. If you have any questions, you'd like to see more, let me know. Kind of have a look about low density structures now at 18K average, so definitely catching up there. Steel will catch up, I imagine, once low density structures really just finishes. You know, once this fills up, I think that's around 23,000. Because at 10 per stack, it's just approximately where it tops out at, is around 23,000 per outpost. Obviously, with trains coming to pick up, it won't be the same. These fill up so fast, bam. Don't have to put so much in a train. Gotta clean up pop most of. A lot of extra junk on me. Whole ton of track. Let's just do it like that. Probably should have just gone directly into a chest, but this is okay. I think that's good. Bots will fix me up if it's wrong compared to what I told them I want. Oops. Right, so new rocket control unit. I suppose looking at it this way, we have one station full enough to receive or unload, receive a loading train. I suppose the way to put that. It is off balance. We'll probably have to change that to average kind of thing, because what happens is if this one completely loads up, this one's always unloading because it's the, it's the first station a train could get to. Then not all these assemblers are working at full speed, like if you have them both working. I don't know, it's a theory. Well, we've launched 200 rockets this stream. It's not bad. Production, we were looking at this earlier. Are not having those wild power fluctuations. Yes, supply and demand fluctuates kind of. But here's where we were having those power fluctuations, and those have been mitigated. We still need to do more solar until space science catches up, and it's not really going to do that until we kind of catch up here, and we're doing better. I mean, our low density structures is flowing good now. It's just if this train can get back before this totally empties out, then I don't see any train on the way. This might even be the train that left. That's plastic. It's plastic. Oh, no, plastic. Where is this guy's train? He's still going to get stuff. He really needs a stacker because this isn't keeping up anymore. I don't know. Something to figure out next stream. This stream we caught up a lot of things. It was really kind of yesterday we put in another steel build, and that's really where this has helped catch things up, because now we take iron ore directly and put it in, smelt it towards steel. Iron plate to steel has really helped a lot. So, anyways, more rocket control units. Kind of surprised it took us till now, but we have almost 7,000 on hand. Science is cranking away. Alright, well, I'm Dune. I'm checking out. If you'd like more, please follow on YouTube. Twitch, and subscribe on YouTube. And you'll